When the bank robbers burst in, everyone reflexively dropped to the floor. Everyone, except 40-year-old Sarah Mitchell. The masked man pointed his gun at her. "I said, get down," Sarah replied calmly. "I don't get down." "I'm 75th Ranger Regiment. Lower your weapon. No one needs to get hurt." The robber laughed until Sarah disarmed him in 2.3 seconds and had him on the ground. First National Bank of Denver was having a typical Tuesday afternoon. The lunch rush had passed, leaving about 20 customers in various lines. Sarah Mitchell stood at the commercial deposit line, reviewing her small business receipts. At 40, Sarah looked like any other suburban mom and business owner. Athletic build from her morning CrossFit routine, brown hair in a practical ponytail, wearing jeans and a simple black t-shirt. Nothing about her screamed elite soldier. The double doors burst open at 2:47 p.m. 3 men rushed in wearing ski masks and carrying weapons, 2 with handguns, 1 with a shotgun. "Everybody down, this is a robbery, get on the ground now." The reaction was instant. Customers screamed, dropped to the floor. Bank tellers ducked behind counters. An elderly man fell trying to get down quickly. A mother threw herself over her toddler. Everyone hit the deck, except Sarah. She remained standing, calmly folding her deposit slips and putting them in her purse. Her body language showed no panic, no fear, just mild annoyance at the interruption. The lead robber, a tall man with a Glock 19, noticed immediately. "Hey, lady, are you deaf? I said, get down." Sarah looked up, meeting his eyes through the ski mask holes. "I heard you. I'm choosing not to comply." The entire bank went silent except for the soft crying of the toddler. "Are you insane?" The robber stepped closer, pointing the gun directly at her face. "Get on the ground, or I'll put you there." Sarah's voice remained steady, almost conversational. "I don't get down. I'm 75th Ranger Regiment. Lower your weapon. No one needs to get hurt." The robber actually laughed. "Lady, I don't care if you're Wonder Woman. On the ground." 2015, Sarah continued calmly, first female to complete Ranger School. 17 years, special operations, 3 combat deployments. I've had more guns pointed at me than you've had hot meals. This, she gestured at his weapon, this is amateur hour. The second robber, younger and clearly nervous, hissed at his partner. "Dude, just shoot her or leave her. We need to get the money." But the lead robber's ego was engaged now. He stepped within arm's reach, gun inches from Sarah's face. "Last chance, G.I. Jane. Down or dead?" Sarah sighed. "Okay, let me explain what's about to happen. You're holding that Glock wrong. Teacup grip tells me you learn from movies. Your stance is off balance. You're within my reaction gap. In about 2.3 seconds, you'll be on the ground wondering what happened. You think you're fast..." He never finished the sentence. Sarah's left hand swept up, pushing the gun offline while her right hand stripped it from his grip. Her knee drove into his solar plexus as she pivoted, using his own momentum to flip him onto the marble floor. The gun was in her hands, pointed at the other 2 robbers before the first one even hit the ground. "Rangers lead the way," she said quietly. The second robber swung his weapon toward her, but Sarah was already moving. She rolled behind a pillar, came up on one knee, and put 2 shots into his center mass, except she'd cleared the weapon first. The dry clicks made him freeze, realizing she could have killed him but chose not to. "Drop it," she commanded. He dropped it. The third robber with the shotgun was backing towards the door. "Stay back! I'll shoot everyone!" Sarah stood slowly, weapon still trained on robber number 2. "No, you won't. Because you're not a killer. You're a scared kid who made bad choices. But if you point that shotgun at any innocent person, I'll show you what Rangers do to people who threaten civilians." Her voice carried absolute certainty, not bravado, just fact. "You don't even have bullets," the shotgun robber said, voice cracking. Sarah smiled coldly. "Cleared it for the demonstration. But his?" She nodded at the weapon on the floor. "That one's loaded. I can reach it, check it, and put 3 rounds in you before you pump that shotgun. Want to test Ranger reflexes?" The bank manager, Harold Peterson, was peeking over his desk. He'd seen Sarah come in for deposits before, always polite, always professional. He had no idea he'd been taking deposits from one of the most elite soldiers in U.S. military history. "Everyone stay down," Sarah commanded, using what she called her sergeant voice. "Sir with the shotgun, decision time. Drop it and lie down, or find out why Rangers are special operations. 5 seconds. You're bluffing. You're just some... 5. I'll shoot. 4. 4. The first robber groaned on the ground, holding his stomach where Sarah's knee had connected. "Mike, drop it. She's not bluffing. She's really military. I'm telling you, drop the damn gun." 3. Sarah's stance shifted almost imperceptibly, but the shotgun robber saw it. The subtle preparation for violence. Real violence, not movie violence. Her weight transferred to the balls of her feet, her breathing slowed, her eyes focused with laser precision. This wasn't bravado. This was a predator preparing to strike. The temperature in the bank seemed to drop 10 degrees. 2. He saw her eyes clearly now. No fear, no uncertainty, no hesitation. Just professional calculation of angles, distances, and probabilities. The same look he'd seen in war documentaries. The look of someone who had killed before and would do it again if necessary. Someone who had made peace with violence long ago. 1. The shotgun clattered to the floor with a metallic crash that echoed through the silent bank. The robber dropped to his knees, hands shooting up in surrender. Okay, I give up. Please don't shoot. I surrender. Prone position, hands behind your head, fingers interlaced," Sarah ordered with military precision. "You too," she added to the second robber. "Move slowly. Any sudden movements, and this ends badly for you." As they complied, Sarah kept the cleared weapon trained on them while fishing out her phone with her free hand. She hit speed dial without looking at the screen. "Hey, Tom, it's Sarah. Yeah, I'm at First National on Colfax. No, I'm fine. 3 attempted 211 suspects in custody. No, civilian custody. I'm the civilian. Yes, really. Can you roll some units? Priority response would be appreciated. Thanks, brother." She hung up and addressed the bank. "Everyone stay down until police arrive. Is anyone hurt? Anyone need medical attention?" No, Harold managed, his voice shaky. "We're okay. I think we're all okay." "Good." Sarah noticed the elderly man struggling on the hard floor. "Sir, you can sit up if you need to. Just don't stand yet. Ma'am with the baby, you can move to that chair if you need to. Everyone else, stay put for now." She walked to the door with purpose, locked it securely, and flipped the sign to closed. Can't have customers walking into an active crime scene. Then she positioned herself where she could watch both the door and the 3 prone suspects. Who are you?" one of the tellers asked from behind the counter, voice filled with awe. "Sarah Mitchell. I own the CrossFit gym on Pearl Street." She kept her eyes on the 3 robbers, weapon never wavering. "Former captain, 75th Ranger Regiment. Did some time with Joint Special Operations Command. Now I just help soccer moms get fit and executives deal with their midlife crises." "Rangers. But you're—" The teller trailed off, catching herself. "A woman? Yeah, they let us play too now. First integrated class, 2015. Recycled twice through mountains phase, but made it through on the 3rd try." She smiled slightly without taking her eyes off the suspects. These three just got a practical demonstration of why gender integration works. The lead robber lifted his head slightly from the marble floor. How? How did you move that fast? I had the drop on you. I was ready. How is that possible? Muscle memory, Sarah replied conversationally. Same reason you dropped when I swept your legs. Body reacts faster than mind processes. Difference is, I've done that disarm about 10,000 times in training. How many banks have you robbed? Let me guess. First time? His shameful silence was all the confirmation needed. The second robber muttered from the floor, "This is insane. You're just one woman. This isn't possible." Sarah's expression didn't change. Tell that to the Taliban fighters who thought the same thing in Kandahar. Spoiler alert, they were wrong too. Sirens wailed outside, growing louder. Through the glass doors, red and blue lights painted the walls in alternating colors. Sarah counted. 4 units already, more coming. Tom had called in the cavalry. My arm's going numb, the first robber whined. That's normal. I compressed your brachial plexus during the takedown. Feeling will return in about 20 minutes. Consider yourself lucky. Could have been your carotid artery. Sarah's voice was clinical, detached. Though I suppose unconscious suspects are easier to manage. An elderly woman near the teller windows started to stand up. Please remain seated, ma'am, Sarah said, without looking. Police need to clear the scene first. Almost there. The woman sat back down immediately. There was something in Sarah's voice. Not threatening, just absolute authority. The kind of voice that had commanded soldiers in combat zones, that had been obeyed without question when lives were on the line,